Yes, this is why you're here. Do you hear? Don't forget what you're fighting for.
Hey guys, in this video I want to share with you just about what to expect when you get to the airport. So some people have some questions about, how much you can expect to pay, how to get to your destination, etc., etc. And what I can tell you is when you arrive, you want to make sure, so you're going to land, and once you land and you've got your feet on the ground, you want to obviously just, either you pick up your luggage first. I do recommend that you really, as quickly as you can, depending on whether you get here in the middle of the night or in the morning, the afternoon, whatever it is. So it'll be more busy, obviously, at different times. But I do highly recommend that you get to the visa agent as quick as possible. Who is the visa agent? Well, the visa agents are booths that you walk through, and you need to pay, I believe, I wish I can remember exactly, and I could have Googled this, but I believe it's about 300,000 IDR, 300,000 rupees, or $30 approximately Canadian. And that just means, what you're paying for there is to come into the country for 30 days. Now, they do give you a free visa on arrival depending on your country, where you're from. I can't tell you all of the countries that are included. I actually believe that's changed since I've arrived, but I read a little bit about it a while ago now. But that being said, my suggestion to you is to pay because if you do the free 30 days, then you can't actually renew. You can't renew it again one more time while you're here. So it's better just to pay just in case you decide to extend your trip. And if you have absolutely no plans or intentions to extend your trip, then don't worry about it. But that's my advice there to you. So make sure you've got a little bit of cash. You're going to need cash to do that. And I believe you can pay in US dollars when you arrive. And there are places where you can exchange money. So just make sure you have enough cash to cover that. And if I can give you advice, get there as quick as you can. So just book it off the plane and go. Because the lineups are pretty long. And depending on how tired you are and how long you've traveled, you probably want to get it over with as fast as possible. It's super simple, really straightforward. They'll tell you what to do. So don't worry, don't panic about it. It's really easy. Secondly, you might be really overwhelmed once you've got your luggage and you're off the plane about how to get now to your accommodation. So hopefully you've got something booked. And if you do have questions, again, I've received a couple questions. I'm trying to figure out, how to make a quick and easy video about where to book. You can let me know in the comments below or send me an email if you have some specific questions. Let's see if I can answer them that way. But back to getting off the plane and getting to your destination. It should take you from the airport, unless you're going to somewhere on the beach, like somewhere like Seminyak as an example, or perhaps you might be checking out Canggu. There's a couple of Sanur is a really great beach as well. Now, if you're checking out one of those destinations, it's going to be about 30 to 40 minutes. And if you're coming to Ubud, which is where I currently stay, it's about an hour from the airport. And it's about an hour regardless of traffic. And, if you arrive in the middle of the night, of course, it's going to be a little bit faster, but generally speaking, it's about an hour here or 30 to 40 minutes to one of the beaches that's a little bit closer to the Denpasar airport. So that being said, prepare mentally for the time that you'll be traveling, no big deal. And now when you get off, there's going to be, a big giant line of people saying, taxi, taxi, do you need a car, do you need a ride? There's going to be people holding signs with different people's names, and it's just a little bit crazy. But if you've traveled at all, then that's probably something you've seen before, and if you haven't, don't worry about it. All you need to know is exactly where you're going. So if I can't recommend enough that you have a piece of paper, and definitely back up on a piece of paper just in case, your phone might run out of batteries. If you can't access the internet, sometimes the Wi-Fi at the airport works and sometimes it doesn't. So until you get yourself a SIM card with the internet, I really recommend that you make sure you have your destination written down on paper. So prepare that, pop it in your wallet, your backpack, wherever you need to have it. And the best way is to have that written down so you can just pass it on to your taxi driver and they'll know exactly how to get you where you're going. When you get off and you see all the different drivers, choosing a driver, to be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with taxis. I know that there's only one government regulated, or maybe not government regulated, but there's one regulated taxi service, and I believe it's called Blue Bird or something like that. So it's a blue taxi, and it's got some white writing on the side, and I know for sure that that one's metered, so it's definitely fair prices, and there's no bartering with those taxi cabs. So keep that in mind, and if you want to get a taxi, keep an eye out for the blue taxis, Blue Bird or Blue something like that. And secondly, if you want to grab a driver, there's loads of them. They're all super nice. They're going to get you exactly where you need to go. To be honest, safety isn't, as far as a solo female traveler, this is one of the safest places that you can travel. And the guys at the airport are definitely, chances are they're going to be reliable, and I would not worry about getting in a car with them. So you should know that the cost to get anywhere from the airport, usually always 100%, unless, and I can't speak from experience with this, you will be paying at least $30,000 unless you're staying close to the airport, is what I meant. I don't have experience with. So if you're staying somewhere like Denpasar, it might be a little bit different. But generally speaking, the cost from the airport is between 30 to 35,000 rupees, which is about $30 to $35, and you won't find anything for less than that. And honestly, you don't want to, if it's a matter of $5 or something like that, get in, I would take the car and just go for it, because that is probably the lowest price you're going to find, and that's kind of the going rate. And they all sort of have, the taxi drivers here all have the same general going rate. And how do you choose your taxi driver? Well, for me, when I arrived, I had somebody picking me up, so I already had planned that in advance. If you do want some recommendations, leave a comment below for me, and I can send those to you privately. And as far as choosing the taxi driver, I would choose somebody that has a really great smile, and that's always the first thing that resonates with me. So the ride's probably going to be the same. Generally, they're bigger cars or sometimes small cars, but they're kind of like black vans or white vans that you'll be driving in. There's also shuttles available from the airport. You would just need to ask somebody at the airport about where to grab those shuttles and who to share with. Everyone's really friendly, and they will know how to help you. So again, you are going to get off the plane, you're going to pay for your visa, which is about 300,000 IDR or US cash, so you can definitely pay in cash. And secondly, you can change a little bit of your money over to pay for your taxi. You want to have cash definitely for your taxi ride. Keep that in mind. The general price you're going to pay is about, again, 300,000 or 350,000 IDR or rupiah, which is about $30 to $35 Canadian. Again, I'm Canadian. And make sure that you write down on a piece of paper where you're going, the name of the hotel, and wherever you're staying, because just in case something happens with your phone, whether you run out of batteries or there's some confusion, just make sure that you have it written down on a piece of paper, and you can just hand that over to your taxi driver, and they will make sure you get where you're going. If they don't know where you're going, what I found in my experience is your driver will pull over and ask somebody or call one of their friends. And that might sound a little bit weird, but once you get here, it's not. So I hope this video helped you navigate a little bit getting from the airport off of the plane from the airport to your destination. If you do have more questions for me, please give me a comment below, and you can follow me across the board all the social media platforms that I have: Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Alicia Hamilton. And until I see you soon, namaste.